I think this might be from my Coffee Shops Network blog originally.
Yeah, originally I got this,
I
and
mean, not really originally, because I'm just passing through. Yeah. Because,
yeah,
here in Portland and in Seattle, and I'm sure we're all used to the same sort of thing, coffee shops typically decorate their walls with some featured artist, right?
yep, and
And
this would be beautiful.
yeah, my virtual coffee shops network, it's just a blog, it's not a coffee shop, but I have the same aesthetic. And when I find something beautiful, I just like put it in my coffee shops network blog. And this was one of those.
This is
Like, oh my
beautiful.
God, this is just so fantastic.
Yeah, the
And I don't
geometry.
get it. I don't write to these people and say, "Hey, can I put this in your blog, in my blog?" Because that's the way. Once you're uploaded to YouTube, you're basically consenting to that, right?
Of course, we can share that now. Does this relate with C60 in some
Totally.
way?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely,
because
absolutely. So
C60 is an infinite pattern as well, right?
I think the kind of what I call a reverie are these exactly what I'm showing here. These kind of dreamy sequences that flit from topic to topic, connected in various ways. And what we're looking to do is get more of the sort of C60 Sam memes woven in here, but it's already beautiful stuff, right? But yeah,
Yes,
we
it's
need
very, very nice.
this kind of video is what I call, well, I don't know, I call it a reverie basically. And I
Hmm.
imagine a kind of a coffee shop, a virtual coffee shop, a real coffee shop, who knows, where on the screens around you are these reveries going on. And if you put on headphones and dial to the right one, you can hear the soundtrack too. But we
Isn't
don't
that a
want
great idea? Now, do
to,
they
yeah.
have coffee shops like this? Or is this
Oh,
only mine?
there probably are some like this, but it's something I brainstorm.
Right.
And then the other thing that goes on in these coffee shops in my imagination is people are playing this kind of like video lottery game, except when you win, it doesn't come to you, except you get to make the choice of what you want to support with your winnings. And so it makes you
Ah,
think about being a philanthropist. I was telling you I was kind of born as a misanthropist. One way to counter that is I've created this institution like gambling, where you're playing games of skill, like arcade games, and if you win, that's your opportunity to do philanthropy. There'll be like a matching amount of whatever. It could be cryptocurrency, whatever. And you can send it to save the children or save the wildlife, or. So
that's
the
a great
game's
idea.
over, you got 10,000 points. Where do you want to donate your 6 cents?
I
But
think
they
you've
wouldn't
come up with
deflate
an
it. They wouldn't make it seem like 6 cents. They'd say, where do you want to send your 100,000 points?
Yep, yep, yep.
But then what you get to do on your side of it as this philanthropist who's getting better and better at games and therefore winning more. It's like we have this hero desire, and if you're actually able to support your favorite charities by being good at games, I mean that's heaven for a lot of people. So they're in my coffee shops doing this, right? And you get to build a profile that way. So who do you support in the world? When you get good at games, who do you support? And people can look at each other's profiles like we do on Facebook. And that's how you
Yep,
get to know your friends. It's like, wow, you support wildlife too. It's like
yep, yep. Here's more infinite patterns.
beautiful stuff. It's like fishnets. It looks very underwater, totally underwater.
Yeah,
Reminds me of Sam's underwater reefs.
right. And it
I
takes a
told
lot
him
of
that
work.
in Sam's whole repertoire of applications, the ones that I tend to dream about the most are kind of maritime related. Either floating cities with giant sort of C60 flotation tanks, or a gossamer web of sort of droopy C60 that's just floating under the water. And what's
Yep.
important is we want to keep the sensors all at equal distance from each other. So we use a C60 lattice, but it's these things are pretty far apart actually. So I don't know. I just think of things like this.
Yeah, and these days with the climate changing
Yeah,
and the need for sea shores to be protected,
right.
C60 does seem like a valid solution because you can build all sorts of things out of it that would last in the water and help support the shore.
Yeah, like even just a what do you call it? A pier, the thing that goes way out in the ocean with restaurants.
Ooh, yeah.
I'd like to see a C6XTY style pier.
Yeah,
It
it could
wouldn't
be.
look like, I think it would look different from any of the current versions, but it would be recognizably part of that same
Yeah, it could lead
genre.
to a Ferris wheel,
Oh, nice.
360 Ferris wheel. Anyway, that's pretty neat. But let's talk about your School of Tomorrow posting here about Blender and why Blender people should be utilizing C60. I don't know if everyone knows what C60 is. It's C60. So let's just show this shape here. With this shape, you can literally build anything. Architecture, geosynthetics, art and design. And I think this shows us hanging a woman upside down. Sorry, I went away from it, but from
Right.
there.
And what we're seeing here,
Aerial.
important to let people know that this is not rendered, right? This is the real deal,
Yeah,
as this girl proves.
yeah,
Although the thing is with Blender and Photoshop and all these things, you have to like reassure people, and they still might not believe you, that those things are real. But Lattice Gallery really happened with real art, real sculpture. And then
yeah.
so, if you don't have the actual substance at your house, or, how do we fly through this stuff affordably? How do we use this geometry at home without having to, have a cargo container shipped to us, right? And
And
so
Blender can help with that, right?
that's where Blender comes in. It's like we can fly through this geometry and experience it with like VR glasses or whatever, and then we'll still have opportunities to do hands-on. It's not either or. It's just let's bridge the hands-on experience between the times for doing that. Let's just focus on making movies, right? And so this
Yeah.
is about the animation and movie making industry. And C60 is kind of a symbol for a whole geometry that is usable there.
Uh-huh. It sure is. It sure is usable.
And it's not that unfamiliar. It's just more like it's a reorganization of things that we all know already. And you put it together in a more sort of streamlined package that's easier to remember. That's an asset. That's why you go to like art school, because you hope that someone will teach you the tricks for remembering how to draw like a nude figure or something. This is kind of the platonic correlate of that. You learn this concentric hierarchy, this geometry, which the
Right.
SAM lattice then falls out of that seamlessly as one more like invention that you'll understand better now, right? That kind of thing.
Right. Right.
So yeah, Python is a skill people want to know, but they often don't have it inside of something as powerful as Blender, which gives the full 3D graphics. And over my career, I've tried many solutions where I could use my Python skills to generate graphics. And only recently have I hit upon using Blender, but for a lot of people, that's old news. But Blender has continued to evolve over the years. And there's a lot of excitement now because the newest Blenders are like competitive with, commercial software like Maya. And Maya, until recently, was free for students, but they've changed their policy. And so there's a lot of Maya users who are thinking they're not going to be able to afford the professional fees they're going to have to pay. So they're checking out Blender. And I'm
Right.
like, while all this is happening, I'm saying, let's jump in with these sort of ground floor opportunities. Like, here's a geometry that everyone um, doesn't know very
Yep.
well. The way it's taught here, you can be in on the ground floor with your Blender skills and
Yep.
achieve career notoriety. You can attract attention to yourself by blending your Blender skills with what we'll call the SAM C60 meme.
Yeah. Sam Lanahan lattices. Lanahan lattices by
Right,
out
Sam
of
Lanahan
C6.
lattices. And
Yeah.
to help you remember Sam Lanahan, remember Sam Hill,
Oh.
because there's kind of the same, what the heck's going on? What in the Sam Hill? Right. And when you see Sam
Yeah.
stuff, that's kind of a first reaction. What in the Sam Hill? And so
Now,
that's,
I agree. Could Blender be used to make these kinds of visualizations using C60?
I would say yes,
Yeah. So,
especially the underwater looking stuff with the artificial reefs, but not only that. And so what I'm doing with this Python component is just getting you started by letting you generate a lattice of any shape in the positions of the C60 balls. So if you have an actual C60 ball as an object and you repeat it exactly where I'm showing you, you'll get Sam's lattice, but you don't have to use C60 balls. You can use skulls.
this is a C60 ball. Yeah.
There you go. That's a C60 ball. It's called C60. It's clever, right? It's partly because it's 6 pieces, major panels that are then
Right.
screwed together. So there's a sixness in its assembly, but then it's also alluding to C60, the number 60. C, the letter carbon, followed by 60, is the soccer ball molecule of 60 carbon atoms that is named Buckminster fullerene. Technically, that's a chemical name. It's long to say, but it's funny. It's
Right.
clever.
Right.
So Buckminster fullerene and C60, and then of course we should mention that Sam actually worked closely with Buckminster Fuller. They were like collaborators there for a while, and that Sam also does tensegrity. Like on his resume is not just flextegrity, but prior to flextegrity, he like did his homework, you could say, as a tensegrity guy. He's got
Right.
claim to fame there too. So people who are into tensegrity but haven't heard of flextegrity, that this should be kind of exciting that there's this added dimension to what's going on, right?
Right. Yeah, these are all structures that can be visualized with, but also built from the mathematics that C60 is, basically.
Right, you're showing exactly the kind of thing Blender would be good at. Now, those are not done maybe using Blender, but people who use Blender can. Now, applying texture, for example, these are copper, and
Yep.
you could do in a rendering program that kind of a texture without actually investing in the metal copper. Now, what Sam did is he actually invested in the
In
pure metal copper, and these
in the
are
real thing.
actual, yeah, and he did
Yeah.
the aluminum, right? But these won't be done very often. These are like one of a kind, very valuable.
These are meant to actually show students and people what, uh, you know, what's possible.
Right. There's the materials, which architects are extremely interested in, like actual engineering qualities. And then
Right.
there's what I'll call the platonic aspects, which are just sort of, if you're not trying to do anything in the energetic plane, you're just trying to imagine things. It's helpful there too, because you want to organize your imagination as a CAD engineer, as a graphic artist, that just the generics of geometry should be familiar to you. And this is a door into that. This is to help you visualize in general. You could call it right brain training or something like that, right? It's just,
Right.
it's a holodeck. You'll figure out what you want to imagine, but we're talking about the holodeck itself. In other words,
Right.
the coordinate system, which
Right.
could be X, Y, Z. And as soon as you picture cubes filling space, that's already you're in the right ballpark, right? We just
Right.
do alternating cubes. It's like a 3D checkerboard where we leave alternating cubes empty and fill the filled cubes with balls, and there you're starting to get what C60 is all about.
Now, if people want to use the math for 3D printing or for Blender visualizations or for any sort of problem solving, they can contact Sam or you or me and get somehow linked up with the mathematics more clearly, right?
Yeah, it's all online GitHub. It's like you don't have to bottleneck for like get my acknowledgement personally before you look at the website, right? You can just dive in and do what you want to do. You don't have to tell me anything really. It's like
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
not a gatekeeper in the sense that you need my permission to look at my
Right.
stuff.
So this is all available stuff, and I know Sam's Lanahan lattices are patented and all, but he
Yeah,
wants people to explore them and work with them and
right.
3D print with them. Now, you were saying earlier he gave you something in the backyard. Can you show a picture of that? Or
Okay, so
no, it was a building block out of the 3D printer
um,
or something like that.
I have many pictures of a plastic 3D printed S module,
Yeah.
which let's see if we
That
wanted
can
to
be
show.
next time. We're going to tease our viewers for next time.
Yeah, good idea.
You
S
know, we're going to go
module.
into
We'll talk
this,
about it next time.
and
Yeah.
we definitely want people who are interested to contact us. So, well, thank
Oh,
you,
that's
Kirby. It's
very
been
true
fun to
too.
do this with
I don't want them to feel like um, they have to wait for us to get back to them before they start diving in. That's all.
you. Right, exactly. Well, good. I'll talk to you soon, and thanks for chatting with me.
Okay, let me know if you get something on YouTube I should look at, and I'll take a look.
Well, I'll be uploading this for everyone right now.
I'm very happy to hear that. We'll see you soon.
Okay.